I'm a Scorpio, so I think naturally I'm just private in
Yep.
general. So what people do on social media would just blow my mind. In that span of 13 years, nobody knew who I was dating.
Right.
I've kept that under the radar, right?
Because I've had some reservations, and it's like, dang, I probably shouldn't have told anybody that, about.
Yeah.
Because then you worry, like, if it doesn't work out, now I got to tell them about somebody else, and then I got to tell about somebody else. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like you kind of want to feel like you're comfortable enough into a certain space before you start to share.
You don't owe nobody an explanation.
Right.
So I think it all boils down to, what are you most comfortable with? I wasn't comfortable sharing.
Right.
I wasn't comfortable sharing until I knew 100%. And hell, sometimes these people get engaged and then break up.
For me, I'm glad that there was no social media when Daryl passed, because people are petty.
Yeah.
And they tend to take their petty public.
Yeah.
And I dealt with some things behind the scenes when he passed away that I would not have wanted to be public.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted that to be public, and I wouldn't have wanted my response to be public.
It won't take me far. I'm living my life like it's golden. 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 Living my life like it's
Welcome to Mama's on the Move 2.0, episode 8. I am Keisha.
And I am Brandy.
So today, B, we are going to talk a little bit about, I think we always talk about relationships in some form or another every time we meet up. But today we're going to talk about what should we tell? What should we, because during the holidays, everybody be bringing home the new boo. Bring home the new boo, or bring home the old boo, or the boo that you with now that you might be going through, whatever. But it's almost like we live in such a public space now,
Right.
Just in general.
Yeah.
People post everything. Like recently I saw with this lady her son had died, and have you seen that? Where
No.
she put the funeral on, the funeral was on live.
Okay.
And the mama went off. Apparently the son, who unfortunately was killed, his dad showed up, and his family showed up at the funeral, but they had never been in his life, and the mama went off.
Oh my.
So it's gone viral. It's a very uncomfortable thing to watch, but it's just like, bottom line is people share everything.
They
right?
overshare.
They overshare.
Yeah, some things should be kept like,
Right.
That's too
so
much.
when we speak of relationships, I think a lot of times people wonder what to share, what shouldn't be shared. I actually saw a post the other day where a lady said, a person put on their Facebook, pardon me, I don't know if it was Facebook or Instagram, I can't remember. She said, I've been posted on Facebook. That's the post. That's all. And I'm like, see, I look at that differently. Like, and so now, is that the way we measure whether or not somebody really takes you seriously? Like, that has become that's a barometer in which people measure whether or not somebody is really serious about you if they post you on their social media.
That is a barometer. I'll be honest. I can only speak for myself, right? Okay. I was single for a long time. Okay. After my first husband passed in 2004, I didn't remarry until 2017. And we dated and engaged, all that within a year's time, right? Not maybe 14, 15 months, all of that. Now, but I'm a Scorpio, so I think naturally I'm just private in general. So what people do on social media would just blow my mind.
Yeah.
Because even when in that span of 13 years, nobody knew who I was dating.
Right.
I've kept that under the radar, right? And I didn't date a whole lot, but the people I was dating, I didn't talk about.
Right.
And if it was somebody that was special to me, nobody knew about it until I felt comfortable sharing that. I didn't share Ryan until we essentially had gotten engaged. The first time I posted a picture of my now husband was when he and it was a week after we had gotten engaged.
See, and I would think that's the route that I would take.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need, like all my, so that's what we're talking. So that's what we're talking about today.
Right.
Like what is oversharing? What should you share when it comes to relationships socially? Not just on social media, but even with amongst friends and family, because, I think sometimes when you're dating and if you share too soon, because I've had some reservations, and it's like, dang, I probably shouldn't have told anybody that, about, because then you worry, like, if it doesn't work out, now I got to tell them about somebody else, and then I got to tell about somebody else. You know what I mean? So it's like, you kind of want to feel like you're comfortable enough into a certain space before you start to share.
Yeah.
You don't want to jinx it. It's almost like when I'm working with clients in real estate. This is going to sound crazy, but I always tell them, please don't bring anybody out here to this house. Please let us get to clear the clothes and then tell everybody.
So they don't jinx it.
So they don't jinx it
Yeah.
because all energy being sent your way isn't good energy.
Right,
and you'd be
right.
surprised who the not good energy is coming from.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that hate be strong and folks be like, they buying a house. They don't need, they was just in an apartment. Last I checked, they couldn't even do nothing but rent. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't necessarily think. And then once you put it out there on a social media, it's out for the world.
Oh yeah.
So
and people scrutinize.
Yeah.
And they're, you know, and of course,
judgment. Oh my God, the judging.
Judgments, scrutiny, and you subject yourself to that, opinions.
Yes.
And people they're gonna want to know, okay, you haven't posted him a long time.
Right.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on behind the scenes
Right.
since you haven't posted them. So
Right.
there's these expectations.
Right.
Since you put it out there.
Right.
So it's a very kind of, fine line because it's, who are you posting for though? I think ultimately.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like ultimately, and I will say to me, and it's just from the people that I know, the people that post the least that I know have the healthiest relationships.
Yeah.
I will say that the people who literally post like all the time, food, we're out, we're holding hands day. I feel like they're looking for validation.
Yeah.
But when you are secure and and I'm not saying that you can't post your man or your woman and you still be secure. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in my life, the people that I know that they're not really big on social media tend to have the more in real life secure relationships.
Yeah.
And I think there is fine. It's fine. Obviously the decision to make is your own.
Right.
But I do know what it's like to date and to be like whatever about somebody and you share. And then when it doesn't work out, you feel like, I got to tell them again.
Now I shared. So now I got to tell them that we broke up.
Right. So not only am
it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And not only am I processing the failure or whatever you want to call it, but that's how it feels.
Yeah.
Then I'm also now processing what people must think of me and why she can't and why he can't keep a woman.
Yeah.
What is that kind of thing. So
that's why I chose not to share.
Right.
And when you make that choice, you save yourself from a lot of explaining that you have to do to people that you don't even owe an explanation to.
Right.
So I was saying, you don't owe nobody an explanation.
Right.
So I think it all boils down to what are you most comfortable with?
Right.
I wasn't comfortable sharing.
Right.
I wasn't comfortable sharing until I knew 100%. And hell, sometimes these people get engaged and then break up.
Girl. And then what get me is then you don't want to discuss it after you like, but you done look, we all went together.
Invited us in.
We all went together. Okay. So now you ain't finna just not be posting this man or this woman and then you don't want to talk about what happened. Now I need to know. Because I'm going to be up tonight wondering about what happened.
But that's so sad about the world that we live in now because you and I growing up, we did not have the pressure of social media and what comes along with that.
And even when we lost our husbands, husbands, I'm so glad there wasn't no social media because I know them. It probably would have been some conversations.
Yeah.
Like for real. I'm just keeping it 100. Like I am glad.
Because people, you go through a traumatic experience like that. Even the pressure of just having to post that it happened.
Yeah.
Like that everybody feels that pressure now. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't feel obligated to put anything out to anybody unless you were in my close, intimate circle. I wasn't talking to people that were just even, consider acquaintances because everybody cares about you, right? And they want to know. But I didn't feel obligated.
But there was no social media when
there was no social media. So that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't have the pressure. I didn't even have the pressure of. I didn't feel like talking to anyone.
And now that's the other thing. Speaking of that, like nowadays, people rush to go post about other people dying.
Yeah.
Like they want to be the first.
So
it's so disrespectful and tacky to me. Like the family has not even posted and shared. Why are you sharing? And unless you can lead with the family asked me to, nobody should be posting about somebody's death until the family has had an opportunity because people are still processing. So now on top of processing the shock of losing their loved one, they got their phone blowing up.
Yeah.
It's rude. It's disrespectful. And I'm going to tell you, it's wrong.
It's wrong.
Now, if nobody has told y'all, that's wrong. If the family has not asked the person, there should be some baseline rules. Like there's, what, to be honest with you, there's literally no, well, maybe there is, I don't know. But I feel like there is no etiquette that has been written about, discussed, talked about, taught when it comes to that process of grief and how that people should respect and, because I know people just say the dumbest stuff. Like, I mean, they mean well, but God needed them more. And it's like,
You're not trying to hear that.
Timing,
moment. Yeah.
timing is very
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Very, very important when you say certain things. But so saying that to say, I think it is obviously an individual choice about what you choose to share, but just know whatever you choose to share, be prepared and don't get in your feelings. I try not to when people come back to you because you've overshared.
Yeah.
So now people are going to judge because you gave them something to judge.
That's right.
If you don't want to be judged, just keep it to yourself. You don't have to share anything ever. You don't ever have to tell anybody.
And it's okay to keep it to yourself.
It is okay.
Let's make that more of the thing now. You don't put that kind of pressure on yourself.
That's right.
You aren't obligated to share anything.
Right.
And that's why I'm like,
I agree with that, B.
Yeah,
That's well said.
No,
you
for real.
absolutely. Let's make that a thing again.
Let's make it a thing. It's
I agree.
okay.
Yeah,
it's
it's
okay
okay.
to just live in your space and
Yep.
be and enjoy that time until you feel comfortable enough to do it. And at that point, either way, it's whatever you decide is on you.
Right, because you've made the conscious decision, but the fact that people feel pressured.
Yeah.
It was this girl that I'm Facebook friends with, and she literally posted that she was engaged on like a Monday.
Yeah.
And baby girl posted her wedding pictures that weekend.
Wow.
Because she had been engaged for a year.
Yeah.
Only her. Because it's just like my friend. Y'all have met him. I mean, you met him on FaceTime. And Ming and Aaron, they've met him in person. My family's met him. But that's enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to, put him out there in a social way. He's not a social media person anyway.
Yeah.
He's not really big on social media. He's really not a fan of it. But he's going to have, like I said, you have to understand this is my
who you
business.
are.
This is my business,
Yeah.
But I do think people set themselves up, and it is hard for me sometimes when when I've gone through it or watch a friend go through it. It's like they meet somebody, they think it's going someplace, they tell about it, and then
the
it fizzles.
disappointment. Yeah.
The disappointment. It's like a cycle, it's like a cycle. But I mean, people do overshare. I was just thinking about this girl. She's an influencer, and they share a lot. They share a lot.
That's that generation. That's this whole generation period. So I caution you. You don't feel the pressure to have to do it. You don't have to do it.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
It's okay.
Right.
I didn't do it.
I mean, again, I feel that you have to be careful once you share, because there is a world out there. Everybody is not rooting for you. And I don't want to be like a Debbie Downer, but I'm just being realistic. There are some people that when you put out there how happy you are, they're not happy with that. There are some people who covet what you have. They want your life. They want, you know what I mean? And they I mean, in this day and time, you have to be, that's why it's so important to have a foundation in God.
Yeah.
Like for those reasons too. And I said, go to him. Like I tell you, go to him.
right.
Like that's who you can go to at all times.
Yeah.
And it can be kept right there. You know what I'm saying? And everything is not even for your girlfriends.
Yep.
I
That's
do
true.
believe you have to have good girlfriends to get through life. But I also think that they don't need to know everything.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I may decide to forgive him.
Right.
And by this time, I done told my girl, like we talked about earlier, we want to pull up. Like, next time I see he be trying to hug, I'll be like, what's up, bro? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even roll with you like that no more.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But
because they don't forgive them because they love you.
absolutely,
right?
absolutely. And yes, absolutely. But everybody knows there are ebbs and flows in relationships,
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be very cautious when you share certain things, unless you're talking to a person who has probably shared similarly with you.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm glad that there was no social media when Daryl passed, because people are petty.
Yeah.
And they tend to take their petty public.
Yeah.
And I dealt with some things behind the scenes when he passed away that I would not have wanted to be public.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted that to be public, and I wouldn't have wanted my response to be public, because I was out of my mind with grief, and I was capable of some different things that
Ain't
I
no
didn't.
telling.
Yeah, I'm trying to say I would have went what they call it, viral.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Oh no, you would have had some girl. No, I absolutely know you would have gone viral. Yes.
I would have gone viral
Yeah.
because. Listen, I'm not the one or the two. Okay.
Oh, they could have got.
Oh,
they could have
period.
got.
That's what I'm just
they could have
saying.
got hands. They could have got whatever. Your wrath, all of it. They would have got.
That's
it.
what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful that there was no social media there. But how would you handle? So let's say you said that you did not post Ryan until you were engaged. You didn't go public social media wise. What if you were ready to post and he wasn't? How would you have handled that?
I think it's a mutual thing, right? He wasn't a heavy social media
Right.
person.
Yeah,
like
he's
he's
still
still
not,
not.
yeah.
Right. So, and he had a Facebook, but
Right.
he never posted,
Right.
So, but if I felt ready that, if we were engaged and I wanted to post, but he was like, since I'm not a social media person, can we just kind of keep things on the low? I would have had to have respected that.
Really?
I would have had to. My thing is, it has to be mutual.
Yeah.
Like, because if it's not just me being public, I'm making him public.
Right.
Right. And
right.
But his commitment to me is there. If you have given me a ring, like your commitment to me is there. I feel that. So I'm not going to get caught up in like, okay, if he doesn't want the world to know, if he wants to keep this more, this is between you and I would have had to have respected that because he's not a social person.
That is interesting. That's an interesting take. I don't know if I would have been comfortable with that after an engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think because we are social media people and we kind of we've had to be basically business wise. I mean, who would not be? It's crazy not to. It's the cheapest way to, get leads and so forth too. But I think it would have been more difficult for me after engagement to not share. First of all, I'm off the market.
Yeah.
So don't even come in my DMs. I got a man.
Right.
But I think it would be more difficult for me being engaged. Now, dating, I think it would be difficult either way. Like if I'm at a place, like I know my friend is not big on social media. I want to protect what we're building.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. But I think it would be difficult if I wasn't.
You would be hurt by it? You would be hurt if he wasn't ready to post, but you were.
Yeah.
So that's a thing.
Well, I don't know if I would be hurt. I would be concerned.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to start feeling like, are you
like what you
hiding
trying to
it?
hide?
Right.
Right. What you trying to hide?
Right. Like, are you hiding?
But if he wasn't real sociable,
right,
you got to account for that. That has to come into the picture.
And I would say too, it would be different depending on like if I've already met your mama, your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad. I think that all of that
how
has
he
to
makes
play
you
in.
feel.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. The commitment is there. If I feel confident in everything else that's around me, but he's not ready to go social, then I'm okay with that.
Right.
Now, if there was some doubt there, like, well, maybe I should be concerned because I got doubt in other areas.
Right.
But if it's only about social media, I can get over that.
Yeah. Okay.
I can get over that.
Good take to
because think about the girl that you just talked about she post her engagement and then they get married 3 days later.
Right.
That was a mutual decision.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I'm okay if we are, and that also is part of being in a partnership. Like we got to be able to mutually agree on things.
Absolutely.
And in this world right now, social media is a big part. I mean, that's big.
It's
big.
I mean, and social media is bringing a lot of people together, and it's tearing a lot of people apart.
Oh my God!
And people like to say social media is not the reason people break up; it's what people doing. Yeah, I agree, but I definitely think if you already rocky, stay off social media.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong. You may have made a decision to be on social media before, and now you change your mind, and that's fine too. Just like what you said earlier, it's totally fine to change your mind.
It is okay.
It is okay. It's okay to not seek the validation of others to know, because at the end of the day, you the one got to live with them.
Say that.
So you don't even. I mean, like at the end of the day, I have to love this person. I'm making a commitment to love this person and be with this person.
That's
so
right.
looking for the validation from people that you don't even know. That's why I'm glad they took away the like button and the numbers. And I mean, it's still there, but you can hide it and all of that, because people really do you know that they actually have lawsuits going against social media?
I've heard.
I told you. Yeah. Like
I've
it's real.
heard.
It's a real thing, because people out here like feeling like they're not enough.
Yeah.
Because of what they see on social. So all of that again starts with your own mindset. Only you can control that. But I was just curious, like, how would you handle that if it were that you were ready and the other person wasn't? But you gave a good perspective.
Yeah.
Like you have to be, you have to consider the other person. That's all a part of being in a relationship. But now listen, y'all, for y'all who be out here talking about y'all ain't know that man was married, you ain't never been in his apartment, you ain't met his mama and them and stuff like that. Y'all, him posted, no, okay? It's a little bit deeper than that. Y'all watch Dateline. It'll keep you informed on how you did Law and Order SVU. You got them too, you good.
Yes, exactly.
Because I would need people to stop saying, I didn't know he was married. Had you ever gone to hell? No, but he told me he traveled a lot. I'd be like, oh
baby, they green.
Listen.
So, but you gotta, how do you learn to not be green, right? You gotta be able to pick up on signs. You gotta
enjoy kicking it with Keisha, because I will help y'all not be green.
Keisha gonna help you not be green, baby.
Okay, I had a lady who had met this man, and he was serving 2 life sentences for armed robbery, and she was like, "But I'ma wait." And I said, "Well, which life you gonna have him in? Because he gonna die in this one. So what is you waiting for?" And she was like, "Oh my God." She DM'd me not too long ago telling me thank you.
Yes.
She's like,
which life you gonna have him in? Because he had 2 lives. That was good.
Oh my God.
That was
But
good.
she was so sincere. Like, she was down for her man, honey. She was like, I would ride that with him going down there.
child.
Like, girl, like, which life you going? Because he is going to die there. Okay, I'm
Right.
just saying. I said it just like that. He's not coming home, sis. And
I
then
could
y'all was
not
like, give me
imagine.
his name. Let me Google. I said, these charges. Yeah, he did it. So I'm.
Woo, honey.
I be want to say, you know what people say, bless your heart. You know?
But no, that is my favorite time. Bless they heart.
I mean,
bless
it's
they
like, because
heart.
that's basically a person without, they don't want to hurt your feelings. They basically say, you did dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, just like,
yeah.
bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
But anyway, so girl,
Ooh,
that was
child.
good. I need
Yes,
that.
that was good.
That was a good laugh.
good.
But yeah. Anywho, so well, at the end of the day, it's all about what a person chooses to do, but there are going to be consequences for whatever decision that you make.
Yeah.
Honestly. And
Yep.
if you decide to go public, be prepared for what comes with that. You
Yep.
know? That's
Be prepared.
it.
Be prepared.
That's it. So anywho.
So anywho, y'all. Well, again, we thank y'all for watching and supporting Mamas on the Move 2.0. I am Brandy.
I am Keisha. And until next time.
Keep moving, mamas.
I'm